Hi, we're about to show you one of the most intriguing cell phones of 2009, the LG Arena. It's the first appearance of LG's brand new interface named S-Class 3D as well, and except for it, the cell phone itself is something many refer to as just another iPhone clone, and you just need to take a look to notice that. The shiny metal framing the screen by no means falls short of bringing Apple's Fat Phone to mind. The similarity is further reinforced by the touch-sensitive screen utilizing the capacitive technology that dominates over the whole front side. Unfortunately, the LG Arena has a rather smaller 3-inch screen, and we wish it was larger by at least half an inch given its splendid resolution. Still, it's usable, alas not that fine looking, in direct sunlight due to the light intensity sensor located next to the video call camera in the top left corner. Its lightweight and compact size are direct results of its smaller display but get in the way of its intended luxurious image. We're really pleased with all other buttons that perfectly go with the overall design and the whole round-shaped, low-profile look about it. The volume rocker and the camera shutter are on its right-hand side, and using them is comfy, despite they do not have enough travel. The screen lock-unlock button is on the upper side of the phone. It's rather small, but it knobs out and is easy to feel with your fingers. Next to it are the 3.5mm jack and the cover unlock mechanism, while the microSD card expansion slot is located under the back cover. The charger port is on your left-hand side and is protected with a tiny sliding flap that is really handy. As you can see for yourselves, the LG Arena looks really nice, but it unfortunately lacks fascinating features and deserves being called a clone. What makes it stand out from the crowd is its S-Class 3D interface, and we're just about to tell you more about it. Well, you may be racking your brains where the 3D part of its name comes from. As you can see, the phone has got 4 startup screens located onto the side walls of a cube. Let's delve deeper into this. This is the screen where you can place shortcuts to your overused functions, but you're limited to not more than 9. You just need to keep your finger pressed against an icon for a short while to enter the Add Functions mode. You're free to rearrange them to your liking. Now, here's the widget screen we know all too well from the Renoir. It works after the same principle. Keep your finger pressed against any on-screen application icon for a while, and voila! You can place it anywhere you like or add new ones in a similar manner. If you need more space than what a single screen offers, you can add more below or above and just scroll between them. Unfortunately, there are only 11 widgets and there is no option to download more later on. Meet our friends from the Matrix, posing as our favorite contacts in your honor. You must be wondering how you can add more. Well, your guess is right, by keeping your finger pressed. As a whole, utilizing one and the same way of doing things is something easy to get used to. The fourth startup screen features a multimedia player that allows you to easily load your favorite songs, pictures and video clips. We're going to show you how the whole thing works, but bear in mind you're limited to only 15 items. We believe it comes in handy for keeping your favorite multimedia content at hand whenever you're on the go and feel like wasting away time. Unfortunately, the landscape mode is only available when you watch videos or browse pictures. Well, that's enough on LG's cube and its sides. There's a row of icons at the bottom of the screen that allows you to quickly dial a number, access your contact list, message box and main menu. Nothing out of this world, really. They are large enough to click on with your fingers. A drop-down menu appears if you touch the upper part that lets you activate the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi functions, set an alarm clock, turn the music player on, take a look at missed calls, and set up your ring-style profile. The main menu itself is one of the reasons why the device looks so much like the iPhone. The main difference is LG has sorted all icons by relevant category. You can change their places as well, but they can only switch places remaining in the same row they belong to. So, you always have communication-related icons in the top row: contacts, recent calls, messages, browser, etc. Multimedia icons below them: player, camera, video camera, the organizer functions coming up next, calendar, notes, alarm list, and finally settings. Actually, the same division exists on previous manufacturer's model as well. It's just that everything is merged together now, so you have to scroll the row sideways in case you need to find a less important functions. All icons become visible if the screen is in landscape mode. What we like most about the new S-Class 3D are all these animations and nice effects that can really make you scroll through menus just for the kick of it. Anyway, we have only two remarks to pass here. First, the icons are rather small. You can live with that, but people with thicker fingers may find the icons uncomfortable to use. Second, the accelerometer is either not really sensitive or it just works slowly, with the end result being that you really need to give the phone a nice shake to rotate the view. The good news is there are changes for the better, not only in the main menu or the home screen. All interface elements have been properly implemented, have a finished look to them, and are definitely better than anything we've seen coming from LG by now. For an instance, to search in your contact menu, you can use either both parts of the name or search window through entering digits and filtering the result. Say 2020 leads to New's top secret telephone number. Adding contacts no longer feels like a middle-aged torture as it did on the Renoir. You can see more info fields on the screen. Moving up and down between them is adequate. You just need to get used to minimizing the keyboard if you want to go ahead. The calendar is among the most beautiful ones we have ever seen, really easy to use and packs standard functions. You can add a detailed schedule, tasks, or mark specific days as bank holidays. There are two alarm modes at your disposal: a fairly common one that allows you to set up several different timed events, and quick alarm option to remind you about something that is to happen within the next hour. The list also includes a bunch of other functions like memos, stopwatch, voice recordings, calculator, world clock, and a set of tools like an FM transmitter and a unit converter. The message menu has been through some major changes. Getting in takes you right into incoming messages grouped by date. You can browse your sent messages and drafts or read all messages sent to or by a specific contact as a chat by pressing against a button located at the top. The good news is the LG Arena supports Microsoft Exchange server to sync emails, contacts, and calendar. All these goodies are really comfy to use due to the phone's proper keypad. Unfortunately, buttons are a bit smaller than we hoped and somewhat unhandy to type away with both hands. The built-in browser is really good, although it needs some finishing touches to get in line with Apple's Safari Mobile. Multi-touch is used to zoom in on things pretty much the same way as on the iPhone, and even if not that smooth, it's far better than the implementation on the Prado 2. Actually, it's exactly speed and fast response that the browser needs in order to catch up to the market leader. There's nothing really impressive about the 5-megapixel camera of the LG Arena, but it features handy and nice-looking interface. The numerous settings are represented in a wheel-like shape and include functions like face detection, geographical tags, various effects, white balance, etc. You can capture video at resolution of 720 by 480 pixels, and both picture and video quality is good. You can notice certain image issues if watching them on your computer and larger size monitors, but they are good enough to share with your internet buddies. The gallery looks great, especially when in landscape mode. Did you notice the flowing, graceful manner they fall downward in? The music player is a bit of an odd bird, but you'll eventually get used to it in time. It's not anything trailblazing, but it's not a copy of the one that comes with the iPhone either. This is something good, since we're more than fed up with running into clones indeed. Browsing albums is something we do like. A list by artist's name pops up on screen with their artwork visualized as separate CDs. When you start a song in portrait mode, the player appears right within the song list, and scrolling down leads to the album cover and background effects dropping out of sight. But you can change over to a different song or stop the current one via the controls below. In landscape mode, the player takes up about a third of the screen, and somehow it doesn't seem to go with the rest of the interface at all. Playback sound quality is good, although we do recommend to put the available 3.5mm jack to good use and avoid falling back on the dainty looking but really uncomfortable to use earplugs that come along in the pack. The phone supports DivX and XVID, or in other words, you can directly load and watch movies from your personal computer as long as they are not in HD. The built-in video player is simple and delivers decent image quality, but cannot win over what we saw on the Renoir. We encountered some artifacts and colors that failed to gradate smoothly. Our test units, however, played high-res clips in H.263 format only. We have also got another piece of good news. The phone offers something more than just fancy interface and likable design. It is actually fit for talking. Stunning, isn't it? Sound quality during talks is excellent, and the short display timeout really helps save battery power. The manufacturer claims that the latter should be able to provide about 4 hours of continuous talk. All told, we just have to congratulate LG on what they have done. It appears the Arena has come out to introduce the S-Class 3D interface. Apparently, this turned out to be a great move, since the phone has been selling great ever since its official release. Several phones utilizing the S-Class 3D interface have already been announced as well, among them a smartphone that we're eagerly anticipating to see. The LG Arena definitely makes for a good touchscreen phone with innovative interface that clearly shows it's 2009 already.